Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I'm incredibly influential.
And I'm highly successful.
Today is Wednesday, the 12th of October, 2022, as we are recording this. I want to dedicate this episode to whoever the fuck made my mattress. I'm not gonna take the fitted sheet off to go and look, but I've been sleeping a lot lately, and it's real nice. It's real nice. But yeah, hell yeah. You know, maybe if I do take it off and figure out who it is, you guys can sponsor us. But yeah, hell yeah,
Yes.
definitely,
Any of
yeah.
those any of those mattress places, I would be willing to be paid in product. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I definitely fuck with that.
Yeah, man. If they're willing to send
Did
me,
you have anything
like
you
a
wanted to
nice
talk about this week,
mattress, I'm
or
not gonna say no.
oh
I have a feeling you know what I've been up to. We could talk about it, but
no, I know what you've been doing. I yeah,
yeah, I feel like we don't need to talk about it, but
yeah.
uh,
He's been playing a lot of Overwatch too. Let's just say.
oh yeah, let me tell you, man. What's it called?
I
When
said we're
was
just
it?
saying that. We don't need to go any more into detail about it. We all already know.
No, I was just gonna say like I can't remember which day it was this weekend, Friday or Saturday, but it was like a 14-hour day. It was great. It was wonderful.
You're gonna go
You know,
blind doing that, dude.
maybe I should stream. That's what you
You're
always
gonna
tell me. The
fucking
thing
go
is, I'm
blind
always
doing that.
talking with
Anyhow.
people.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how it's gonna work later.
Yeah. I guess I had something to talk about. If you're
Oh wait, there
listening to
was one
this
other
the day
thing.
it goes up,
Uh,
a couple of days ago on Friday. What?
I was gonna say there is one other thing that I could mention or I could talk about a little bit, but it just has to do with like some stuff they're changing out. Some stuff they're like changing with my position at work,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know if I've like fully explained like my work situation, like how it works in the warehouse, right? But there's like two main positions that you get hired for whenever you're like just starting out, right? There's the position where you're
Yeah.
like walking around with like little carts. The other position is where you get trained to actually do power equipment, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got hired to do the power equipment stuff. But because I had COVID on the week of training, they said, "We'll just put you in for the next training." And that's starting to happen. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm starting to do the power equipment training. And
I mean, that's cool.
yeah, it's all right. I feel like it's not hard. It's just I feel like there's a lot of pressure being put on me by like my coworkers here that are like behind me whenever I'm like trying to like learn how to use this vehicle, you know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the trainers are just like, you let them wait. But I don't know, man. I feel like some people are gonna start to hate me, you know what I mean, real soon. Because of how slow I'm going. But it's also just I'm not afraid of heights, but pretty much like how it works, right? The power equipment that I'm using specifically is it's called an order picker. I'm not sure if you know about the specific power. Uh,
No, not especially familiar with that.
no, but well, I can kind of give you the gist of how it works, right? It's kind of like um, it has like the forks, right? To pull pallets and all of that, right? And what you do is you put a pallet on there, and
Mm-hmm.
you take the pallet up into the air to wherever it on the rack you need to go. And you
Mm-hmm.
go up with it, right? And you have like a harness and like a safety tether and all that, right?
Yeah.
And you just take stuff off the rack, you put it on the pallet, and you just do that until you've built a full pallet off of whatever the order is that you're trying to fulfill, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not super scared of heights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I've been rock climbing and all that, so I'm like the heights that we go to is kind of like similar. You know what I mean, right? It's not anything too high. Uh, but I don't know. It's a little bit getting used to, kind of like how like you like learn to ride a car for the first time. You're like real nervous to like hit anything. Let me tell you, I've hit several things, but that's just because the turning on this is it's so confusing to where it actually turns. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
Because with a
it's
car,
always weird.
it's easier to envision, right? Because the wheels are in front of you, and you turn, like with the wheel, and it's like this. You have like a little you have like a little crank, kind of. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You kind of like those old like windows for cars. You have a little crank like that. That's how you turn the
Mm-hmm.
vehicle with a little crank. So you never know where neutral is. You just kind of have to constantly be adjusting it, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
also you
yeah.
turn more from like the center of your vehicle instead of like the front of your vehicle. So what the reason I keep hitting things is because like I'm looking at one side of the vehicle, right? Let's say I'm backing up, I'm looking back, and then the front of my vehicle swings forward too much and like hit something, you know what I mean? Or the opposite, right? I'm looking forward and my back swings out too much. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit of trial and error. It's been fun. There is one other vehicle they're trying to like get me to learn as well, so that way I can change the battery for the first vehicle I'm telling you about. That vehicle is called, they call it a walkie rider. I don't know what its actual name is called. That's the only name that I know it by though. And it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like just like a pallet jack, but like a powered pallet jack
Yeah.
that you can like ride on. You know what I mean? You stand on it, but you can also walk
Yeah.
with it as well if you walk beside it. You know what I mean? So that's why it's called walkie rider. You could either do either one, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just a little difficult to turn because I feel like I'm not like I don't have like the biggest stature, and it requires like a lot of like force to turn it. It's very it's very resistant to being turned. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Most things
Y-
are. Yeah.
I need to put like my full weight like in one direction just to turn it, and then I need to do the
Yeah.
same in the opposite direction. Like
Yeah.
that's that one I'm still learning, and I actually haven't had a lot of opportunities to learn it just because the timing of everything. Uh, because they have like a new class and they have like a whole bunch of other things they're trying to do, and I guess I'm not on the top of the priority list.
Yeah.
But so far it's going all right. I get to say hi to my brother every now and then whenever ride past him. People
Mm-hmm.
confuse me with my brother pretty often.
Of course.
Yeah, apparently we look similar. I'm not sure if you've seen my brother, but I'm not sure if you've seen me, recently either. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You don't look very similar. It's close.
well, you have to understand, right? Like we both have the same vest on, right? We both have
Mm-hmm.
a hat on, and we both are wearing masks.
Yeah. From the limited angle that you could see, you guys do look kind of similar.
Yeah, like the only like real differences is like his hat is different than mine. He wears it backwards most of the time, and he has earrings, or he has like earring
Yeah.
holes. I don't know if he always wears earrings.
I reckon it's kind of hard to like look for that unless you know to look for it. So I can kind of see where the confusion is. But what you're
Yeah.
telling me about the about like turning it, I reckon it probably doesn't have power steering. My dad's old Mustang, he has a 1965,
Well, no,
gorgeous
like
gorgeous car.
for
But
the walkie rider you're talking about, it probably
hmm
doesn't because like you pretty much can't move it unless it's like you can't turn it unless it's moving, right?
hmm
Which makes it very difficult, right? Because let's say I'm like about to hit something and I want to turn out of the way. The only way to turn out of the way is if I try to go closer to it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
yeah,
So
definitely.
I definitely find myself getting stuck a lot. And pretty much what my trainer told me to do is you just gotta jerk it as hard as you can
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's like nothing else you can do. And I'm just like, I guess, but that's not a great solution.
I don't know. I think jerking it as hard as you can at work is a great solution.
Let me
I don't know
tell you,
about you
man, my hand
though.
starts to hurt after a while with all the pressure I'm putting on it, right?
Bro, you're gonna go blind doing that, man. You're
That
gonna
that
get hairy palms.
that's why, that's why it's a good thing I'm probably only gonna be using it to change the battery, that way I can have breaks from it every now and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you just got to
Unless
take a cooling
I
off period.
Yeah, unless they have me work on the dock and then I'll be on the walkie rider all the time.
Oh yeah, and you'll just be jerking it as hard as you can all the time, dude.
They also
I
have a
know that
third
feeling.
vehicle, but apparently that's a little bit more specialized. I can ask to be trained on that, but not for now. Not for now.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to do all that shit all at once. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, no power steering is a bitch to turn. Like I was saying with my dad's Mustang, it's gorgeous, gorgeous car, but there's like fucking bitch and a half to drive because over the last 60 years we've come up with a lot of improvements and quality of life changes in like actual modern cars, where where we've got fucking disc brakes where you don't have to like uh you know I think your mic's messed up, by the way. You might want to switch headsets.
I muted it. Did you hear something?
Yeah, I get a little bit of like feedback.
Okay, wait. Let me mute it again. Let me see.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm hearing it now.
That's okay. I'll just put the headset behind my head. That way you can't hear me then.
Yeah, hopefully that still works. But yeah, oh, that's better. Or is it? No, it's not. I still get the feedback. Daniel, I think your new headset kind of fucking sucks. Ruh-roh. All right, you should probably go and fix that, and then I'll just mute you until you fix that, and I'll just continue with my thing. But anywho, uh, what I was saying was Mustang bitch and a half to drive because with drum brakes and no power steering, you've got to like it is a whole ass workout to turn the wheel and like stop the damn car. It's a fucking asshole to drive, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Um, but yeah, I guess that's really all I had to say about that. Um, since he's still working on his shit, it looks like uh, I'm gonna I guess I can talk about my thing that I wanted to talk about, which is I did a little bit of a uh branching out, and we have a new show going up. Like I was saying before, it was a couple it'll be up a couple days ago by the time you hear this on Friday morning. It's this idea that I've had for a while. It's called Incredibly Influential Interviews, and where it's me and I'm like interviewing people from like various fields or various like careers slash industries or whatever, and I'm sort of just like asking them like what's it like in their field, what made them get inspired to do it, and like what makes them like successful in their field. And the first person I interviewed is actually uh, an OnlyFans model, because there's like a lot of like misconceptions and shit from like people in that field, but it's still like one of the most like lucrative money making fields you can be in if you're down to commit to it. So I wanted to see what it's like from that side, and I think it was a really cool interview. So if you haven't checked it out already, by the time this episode goes up, definitely go and check it out. I think it's really really cool. Um, I think they're just going to be going up as I record them. Like uh, they'll be going up on like Friday mornings at roughly the same time. But like I don't think I'll have one every week, so they'll just go up whenever I can get a recording session in. But yeah, stay tuned for those. It's really really cool. Um, hang on. He just sent a message in chat saying, "Finally, now I can eat," because I don't like when he eats when he's recording. So I'm gonna tell him "fuck you" in the chat. Um, he better fucking fix his headset soon because I hate talking alone and filling up the dead air. Um,
Oh,
there we go.
hey, sir. The headset's not fixed, but I'm just gonna use the mute feature here probably.
Okay,
You know,
that's fine.
yeah, but I am going to continue eating next time. There'll be another big spiel. I'm just I had that was the first one of so far. You know.
Oh my. See, this is what we were talking about before the podcast, right? He said, "Oh, you go off on so many long spiels. I can eat while you're doing that, and I just mute my mic." And I don't know what he's talking about. I never
That
go on long spiels.
that was the first one. We'll see if there's another one. This may be one of those
That wasn't
episodes.
my fault. That was not my fault. Your mic fucked up there, and I had to fill the dead air. Okay, so fuck you. How about that? How about eat
Yeah.
a bag of fucking
I
flaming
had
donkey
the
dick?
idea to unmute my mic and just tell you like what I was gonna say a minute ago, but then you started going into it, and I was like, all right, I'll just let him have this for a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, uh, you haven't listened to the new episode yet. Um,
Is it
uh,
out to the public already?
no, but it is out on. Well, I say this now as if it's like something really cool, but it's out early on Patreon. You can get all our stuff early on Patreon. For the $5 tier, you get it early and you get it without ads. So go and go and do that, I guess. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's not out for the public, but you have access to it. You know how to get it.
Well, you say that, but I'm not entirely. It's the RSS, right? Is that where it is?
Jesus Christ, you guys.
Is that where it is? Let me see RSS.
Yes, it is. It is available on our RSS dashboard.
See
And
that's what I was thinking you were talking about, but I haven't been on RSS since probably the last time that we were on it together. But let me.
I'm really worried if I ever have to like go on a trip or something and I'm not available to like edit the episode. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do, right? If you have to edit the episode and you have to upload it and shit, dude,
Okay,
you're
wait, we
fucked.
have an autofill password and email. Okay, I don't have to remember anything. Then that's nice. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, does it
I,
autofill for you? I have to enter it every time. Damn
uh,
it. That's not
yeah,
fair.
it does autofill for me. Granted, remember I have to like type in my email every single time though, so some things work, some things don't. So
Oh yeah, 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 for sure. But yeah, yeah.
explicit. Oh man,
I mean,
word. That's
I don't
crazy.
I don't think I swore or anything during it. It's just like the subject material, you know.
All
We
right.
didn't
Yes,
get too graphic with it. It's
I
pretty,
I do
you
see it
know.
here. Where transcription, chapters, sound bite.
Yeah.
There's a big publish now button. No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I have it set up for the perfect time.
No, I just
I
think it's a
can't
bit.
go back after that.
I have so much power. It's just interesting.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's all scheduled and everything. You bastard. Don't do it. You son of a bitch.
I didn't realize how much power I had. This is crazy.
Don't you fucking dare. You little bitch. I'm gonna fuck your ass up.
Let's look at monetization. Let's
It's for
info.
like Bitcoin and stuff. Like they can donate Bitcoin to us. It's weird. I've
Oh, that
mm,
is weird.
yeah. If you guys have any Bitcoin to donate us, feel free. Fuck
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right here.
You know?
Receive real-time Bitcoin payments. Huh.
Yeah. I'm not a big crypto guy, but if you want to send me money,
Also
fuck
known
yeah,
as
dude.
boostagrams. Oh
Mm,
man. If y'all want to send us a boostagram, we can activate it.
mm,
Let us know.
yeah. But yeah, we would love your money. Please send us money. Uh,
Okay.
Preferably on Patreon though, because that way you get your own little rewards. You get shouted out at the end of the episode, and uh, you also get ad-free viewing or listening. Why viewing? God damn it! Every time I try and talk about this fucking podcast, I say
You
viewing
can
or watching.
You could try to view it. It's just an audio file, though. Maybe there's secrets in the audio file. Well, I don't know. Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe I drew a penis with the audio file. I could
Yeah,
try.
it's
I
not
could.
hearable to the human ears, but somewhere in all of this noise that you're hearing is the sound of a visual penis. If you put it onto a what is it? What is it called? What is
If
the
you look at
program
the
called?
sound waves,
The
uh,
sound wave. But isn't there a program though, or something like that you can use?
I guess you can kind of see it on like Audacity. I guess if you opened it, but
There you go. Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
I mean, if they wanted to sponsor us, I'd accept it. If RSS
No, they
Zencaster,
already got their free shout out. They're not gonna sponsor us now.
for real. Don't use Audacity until they pay us to tell you to use it. How about that? How about
There,
that?
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Anywho, though, I mean, it's a free service. How do they even make money? That's, it's like I think it's just open software. I guess I don't know how that shit works, dude. That is
Uh,
not my medium. My medium is social
pe-
media
People
stuff.
do just give away things for free, like every now and then, It is
Too
crazy.
real. Too
Too
real. Too
real.
real.
Too
Yeah.
real. Too real.
Uh, I kind of started a new job some like sort of semi recently. I was doing like social media stuff for someone, like running their like social media accounts, like Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, etc. But they had to pull out early, um, which kind of sucks because I still got paid. I got a nice $30. It's pretty cool, but I feel like I could have made more, even in like a month, honestly, because I know my way around a social media. I know my way around a Twitter or an Instagram or a Reddit. I know that, so I feel like I could have made more money, but it's fine. At least I got paid. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. What about you? What have you been doing outside of work and school and Overwatch?
Oh well, you could if you were so close to like giving me a perfect moment to talk about Overwatch.
I'm not stupid enough for that. You
So let
can't.
me. Now this is real hard, actually. Now that you've limited it so much. Okay,
Hmm.
let's see. We did this podcast last time. I forget what day was the last time we did the podcast. It
Um.
was a few days ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
This weekend, I well, my weekend's Friday, Saturday, but so Friday was Overwatch, for most of the day. But Saturday, I ended up um going to Galveston. I hung out with my girlfriend, my brother's girlfriend, and then our little family friend. And we went to Pleasure Pier, which is this little pier off of Galveston that's like real big. It has like a restaurant on it. It has like a whole bunch of like, like kind of like I guess carnival snacks. I guess the things you would see at carnival, like funnel cakes and things like that, right? It has like those booths that you would see kind of at a carnival too, like ring toss or the basketball game where there's like a really far away hoop and you get it in and you win a stuffed animal or something. You know what I mean? Things like that, right?
Yeah.
And then they have like a little arcade where you can just I don't know do arcade things, claw machines, things like that. That's the arcade area.
Hmm.
They have like a couple vendors. I think they have like a Dippin' Dots and uh, there might be one or two more. But they also have a lot of rides, right?
Yeah.
And the rides that I think are the most interesting ones, right? There's two in particular that I can think of. There's probably the ones that I like the most. There's this little roller coaster, right?
Hmm.
And it like pretty much it takes you straight up, right?
Yeah.
Like vertical, right? Completely vertical. And then it doesn't, instead of taking you down, it actually takes you down, and then it kind of like goes in a little bit, if that makes sense, right? So you're kind of briefly upside down for like a split second, but not fully upside down. You know what I mean? You're like starting to turn, and then you come back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not shaped like straight up, straight down. It's a tiny bit of a loop. If you can kind of imagine that, right? So there's like a roller coaster that has like that big part, and then it has like twists and turns and all that. Again, this is all on the like a pier, right? So at any point you can just look to the left or look to the right, and there's just ocean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit farther down the pier, at the very, very end of the pier, there is like this giant swing set, and pretty much what it does is it's this huge pole that goes like couple, I don't know, like I don't know how high. I'm really bad at gauging distance, but it goes really high in the air, 100 feet,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more. Again, bad at gauging distance, right? It goes really high, and there's these little swings that you strap yourself in, right? And it swings you in a circle, and then it brings you way, way up, and you can pretty much see the entire city of Galveston, and you're being swung over the edge of the pier, and there you can see the ocean. But it's not a very like adrenaline sort of like ride like you would think. You know what I mean? Because it's very, very like it swings you at a speed where like increases your speed very slowly and it decreases your speed very slowly. At the end, you end up
Mm-hmm.
going pretty fast, but like it's not as jarring as like a roller coaster where it's like real slow and then real fast all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real nice. You can just get to sit there and you chill. If you're brave enough, I guess you could take out your phone. I am usually not brave enough to take out my phone anywhere where I could drop it and instantly lose it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, we went and the swing was down, and that was like the one thing that I wanted to do, pretty much more than anything else. The swings are the best part. But we went on the
Oh
little
yeah.
Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel was all right. I don't know. I'm not a big Ferris wheel person, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ferris wheels are all right. I feel like the swings would have been better. I would have got so much higher, and I would have had a much better view because I wouldn't have been constricted by a giant, casing.
Yeah.
Uh, but we did that. We did some of the little booths. I think we did ring toss. One of Jennifer's friends from her school in Galveston, I guess, works there, so we, said hi to him. Oh, also, I did lose my voice for a couple of days during that time, so I was very, very. I was trying my best to be as conservative with my voice as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, because I did get sick one day last week. Um, and then after that, I was not sick, but I still had a sore throat.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's kind of like what happened with my voice, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's real weird. Like it was just one day got really sick. I had like a 102 fever, and then like the morning after that, I was like, all right, because I got sick at like right after work one of the days, right? The morning I woke up really bad, and the next morning I was perfectly fine, no problems,
Yeah. It do that
right?
sometimes. It be
It
like that
do
sometimes, for
it
real.
do be like that sometimes, but it was a little inconvenient just because I was kind of hoping to not miss work. I am gonna get a little less pay, and I will be sad about that, but that's
I
okay.
mean, that does suck a little bit. But I mean, you
Yeah,
got out of work because you're a lazy bitch. And, that's good, at least.
yeah. Too bad Overwatch was, having the problems then, so I didn't really get to, I didn't even get to really benefit from it. So I was just sick. If Overwatch was not having like 40,000 player queues, then maybe it would have been a tiny bit better, but no, it was mostly just bad. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much how most of my week went. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's Overwatch, obviously, but I feel like y'all get the gist of that.
We
Um,
do. We do. We honestly wish you'd shut the fuck up about it.
well, it's
Fuck
important
you.
to
It's
talk
not.
about it, for context and things like that,
It's
right?
not. Uh,
It's an
I
important
think
part of like my day every now and then. You know what I mean, right?
Fuck you. This is a good spot for an ad break, so we're gonna do that. Uh, we'll see in a bit. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Doctor Who Dong Watch, the show within a show where we talk about the lovely, exquisite, high budget Game of Thrones prequel show, House of the Dragon, and we tell you what you really want to know. Do we see Matt Smith's penis in Season 1, Episode 9? And, no. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys for staying tuned. And, yeah, I guess I want to make it very clear that for the rest of this episode, we're not going to talk about the game that shall not be named. We're not talking about it. It's not
Can
happening.
you just name it
okay?
real quick? Because I don't want to accidentally name it, you know?
No. But if you do name it, there will be consequences. There will be consequences.
I don't think you have any power over me to enact consequences.
Don't I?
That's the thing.
Don't I? I have all the power here. You listen here, you little shit. I've got so much power. It's coming out my asshole, bro. I got so much motherfucking power, bro. I got so much fucking power. They had to hook up all your fucking batteries to me, and I'll fucking charge them all, bro. I'm so fucking powerful, bro.
Wait,
I'm
we
fucking
retweeted
crazy.
something? Let me see. I don't know who
Yeah.
that guy is.
So, all right. So if you guys still follow our Twitter, this is not gonna make sense. But I just retweeted during the recording session. It's really funny. Thing. Oh my god. It's so fucking scuffed. But basically, it's this guy who's his wife has a coworker who got him a $400 bottle of wine for their anniversary. It's really funny. It's really funny.
Wait. Okay, I must not have read it the first time. I missed the part where it says wife's coworker. I thought they were just talking about a bottle of wine. Okay, I get the joke now. It's and the little message is pretty funny too, though. I do like that.
Yeah.
Even if we met too late, that's a good one.
It's really funny. It's yeah. The thing that makes me laugh the most, honestly, like 100% of the time, is like jokes about like my wife's boyfriend. Kills 100% kills me every fucking time. Like there's this shirt. I'm honestly about to get it, but it says I don't need Google. My wife's boyfriend knows everything. And honestly, fucking mood. For real. Yeah, I need to get
I feel
that
like
shirt.
it's just a good.
I don't know
it's a
why
good
those
joke,
jokes just fucking kill me.
and I feel like if it's done well, it'll always be funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, adultery, hilarious. Absolutely fucking the funniest thing in the world. Watch is like now that I've laughed at that, my wife's gonna cheat on me in like 10 years. When I finally get married, my wife's gonna have an affair. Watch. 100%. Calling it now. If that happens to me, everyone who listens to this is a binding contract. Everyone who listens to this, you owe me $10. So everyone who listens to this owes me $10, including you. So,
including me. What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything.
You're listening to the episode right now because you're in it.
You'd be like $5 every now and then from Prime subs, even though they're free for me. But
$10, $10 real dollars. Give me that money. It's gonna happen. 10 years time.
10
I'm
years.
gonna
Well, I feel like you shouldn't be calling that you're gonna get cheated on by your wife.
I'm
That you,
I I
your
don't want
non-existent wife.
to. I don't want to, but I want a contingency plan in place for when it does happen. So at least I'm getting, probably like $200. I don't know. Not unless I can come up with a. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I've come up with the title uh uh for this episode. Yep, I got it. Boom. This is gonna be the best. This is gonna be like one of the better episode titles. Like I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but I've come up with some pretty good fucking episode titles, and I think this one's gonna take the cake. Uh, fucking um pants down at the urinal. Um, fitness and CDs. Friend Zone by Shrek. Those are Dwayne the Cock Johnson. Dwayne the Cock Johnson is still probably my favorite episode title.
I definitely
Honest
feel
to
like it was
God.
shoehorned in. I don't really feel like it was the most
We talked about him
natural.
during the episode. We
I
talked about him
feel
during the
like
episode. We said, like,
I suppose so, but I don't know, man. I feel like again it was a little shoehorned in, but
fuck you. It's a good fucking episode, man. Fuck you.
hey,
Eat
man, I
shit.
was there. I can't remember a single thing we talked about, but hey, I'm sure it was a great episode.
I mean, to be fair, that episode came out June 14th. We've been doing this for a long ass time, dude. The first episode of this came out on April 26th, 2022. So if you're listening to this like years and years in the future, you know, we'll have been doing this for a long time by then, but like still, even now, it's fucking wild to me that we've been doing this for almost half a year. It's absolutely crazy. We've never missed a week either. And I want to pat myself on the back for that because I'm awesome and amazing and wonderful.
Yeah, and I
Um,
also showed up.
yeah, I guess,
Yeah, I
but
guess. I don't get a nice pat on the back or anything.
fuck you. Um, um, yeah, but yeah, I think this episode title is gonna be really good. The first thing you guys are gonna see is the episode title, so your guys, you'll have already formed an opinion by the time you get to this part in the podcast. But for real, this is gonna be great. I'm thinking it's gonna be my wife's boyfriend's favorite episode. I think that's what it's gonna be, and
I feel
that's
as though there was like some news that came out recently that I can't remember. Oh, I know what it is. It was the Mario movie trailer. That's what it was. I was gonna ask you what you thought about that.
I'm not watching it because I hate Illumination Studios and I hate Nintendo
So
and
er,
I
it's
hate
not
Chris Pratt.
it's not a surprise to me that um you seem to lump a lot of things in together when it comes to things like this, right? Like I don't know why I don't like Illumination exactly, but I'm sure there's some reason
Minions, Minions,
that is not
Minions,
related to Mario, but
Minions.
somehow
I
it's
hate
still going to
Minions.
affect your
I
your
hate Minions.
ability to
I'm telling
enjoy a different
I'm
movie,
telling you,
right?
I'm telling you the reason, and the reason is Minions, and
No,
they're gonna show up in the when Illumination does the logo, which means Minions are involved in this movie, and I hate Minions. So yes, Minions are going to be involved, so I hate it. I already hate it.
it is sad because I feel as though I definitely know kind of how that is because I used to be that way with food, where I would see it or I'd have like an interpretation of it, you know, and it would sour my experience of trying the food, or it would make me not want to try food, right? It's kind of similar because you're like rejecting even giving things a chance before trying them. You see what I'm trying to say, right?
But doesn't the trailer suck too? I've heard
Well, it
no
doesn't
good things
matter
about the
about the
trailer.
Mario thing. No, I'm not talking about Mario specifically. I'm just saying that I noticed that's like a trend, and you won't know what you've missed out on because you would have, missed out on them, right? But, maybe there's something out there that you would have enjoyed that, you would not have, that you won't have experienced because you decided that it wasn't good for whatever reason. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. Again, you won't have any, opinions about what you missed out on because again, you missed out on them.
No, I have a lot of opinions. Just yeah, I have a lot of them. I feel like you should probably know that by now, especially you, the listener. If you've been keeping up, I've got a lot of fucking opinions.
Well, again, but your
I think
opinions
the
aren't
biggest
based
one
off
that I
of
would say
the
is
source material most of the time. Your opinions are based off of outside factors most of the time. Uh,
I
I've
don't like
noticed that
Mario
about you.
games. I don't like Mario games. That's the source material, and I don't like them. So that counts.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you see, uh, whenever I hear somebody say I don't like Mario games, right? That could be, a great excuse, but it depends on why you don't like the Mario games, right? Because I don't like League of Legends, but I do enjoy the League of Legends like stories and like music videos and stuff every now and then when they show up on my YouTube, right? So you see how I can hate one, but I can enjoy the other, right? So it
Well,
depends
the
on why
story
you don't
is
like Mario. If you don't like Mario because of the gameplay, then that doesn't have any bearing on the movie. You see, but it depends why you don't like Mario.
okay.
Because
It's a fucking Mario game. It doesn't have any fucking story at all. It's a fucking Mario game, dude. They never have any story. It's Bowser's kidnapped a
well,
princess.
no, always has a story. It may be a very very loose story. You know what I mean? Because the gameplay kind of does take a more active part of the game, right? But there's always a story. It's maybe not the deepest story, you know.
You cannot make a 1 hour and 30-minute movie based on that fucking tiny, tiny, minuscule amount of story. You can't do it. You
Well,
cannot.
that's the thing, right? It's based off of the games, but I'm sure the story will be an original story.
No.
It doesn't have to be like the story of the games, if that makes sense, right?
No.
They can create that. They have creative liberties there. I'm sure they
No, it's
can
gonna
they
be
can
bad.
figure that out. I'm sure it probably won't be, the greatest thing. I am a little skeptical on how good it will be, just because I, I feel as though I'm not really sure what they're going for so far, especially with the cast list. And the trailer was like more of a sneak peek than an actual full trailer. Didn't really get to see much of anything. So I don't know. Maybe if we get an actual better trailer, and I can kind of see some more of the voice roles, I can change my perception a little bit. But Jack Black and his he had a little part where he said some stuff. Chris Pratt really didn't, unfortunately. But it's kind of like one of those things where it's really hard to not imagine Jack Black just because you can hear him. You know what I mean, right? And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Not yet. Not yet.
I mean,
But I guess we'll see.
it's not gonna be good though. Um, yeah, but there is something probably way more important than But since we're on the topic of animation, I feel like there is something a little bit more important than the shit ass Mario movie. Um,
I
I
just
don't know
heard
if
them in
you've
the
heard the
news, man.
news. Cartoon Network is gone. The way of the dodo. God damn.
Cartoon Network. Is that on?
I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Do you really not know what fucking Cartoon Network was? You little bitch.
No, I
Are
know
you
what Cartoon
fucking
Network
kidding me?
was, but I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by it's gone? You know what I mean? Like what?
It's
Like
been merged with Warner
from
Brothers Animation. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
I'm sure that their shows and stuff still exists. So I feel like Cartoon Network was kind of more of a vessel for the shows than it was actually anything that I really cared about. Like, cause like I'm not nostalgic about Cartoon Network. I'm nostalgic about the things that were on Cartoon Network. You know what I mean,
Yeah, the
right?
studio is gone. The channel is still there, but Cartoon Network Studios, the one that brought you Courage and Grim Adventures, Ed and Eddie, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack,
You have a list
fucking
next to you? Like, what do
Kid
you?
Next Kid
What's
Next
going on
Door.
right now?
No, I remember all this shit from my fucking childhood and it's gone now. You know? All the good shows from Cartoon Network Studios are fucking gone now. You know? And that is fucking weak shit because
So
Cartoon
the
Network
shows aren't
had
gone.
some
The shows are
awesome shows
just
on it, dude.
there's
And it's all
there's
gone.
the shows are somewhere.
The
I did hear
studio is
that
gone. The studio is gone.
the studio might be gone, but again, I'm you know, but the shows aren't. So that's I feel like you could probably still find the shows. You know what I mean?
But all the shows that they're making right now, the good ones, they're fucking gone now.
They're making
And
shows
they
now.
made
Like
some
what shows are they making now that are
yes,
like?
dude, they've been making they never stopped making shows. Jesus Christ, dude. Do you
Well, no,
bruh.
I know that. It's just that like are any of the ones that are on now like I don't know. I just assume
Uh
that they just like stopped making good shows after a while. Maybe that's just because I stopped watching. Um,
Primal, uh still uh still going on. We Baby Bears is still going on. But yeah, no, they made a whole bunch of fucking shows, and I don't understand how you could just be like, oh no, it's just, it's not a thing anymore. I don't really care. No, dude, this shit was. I know this shit was your childhood. Don't even lie. Don't even lie. But like,
I kind of was a
yeah,
little bit more into
it's
Disney. Um,
man, that's so.
I like Disney a lot.
Of course you were. You fucking.
I watched Nickelodeon a
Mm-hmm.
little bit too, but mostly Disney. Mostly Disney.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised. That's why you grew up bitch made, bro. That's why you grew up bitch made.
Hey man, I feel like I'm secure in myself. I'm living my best life. You're the one
Uh
out
huh.
here that's constantly having to berate people to feel anything. So maybe it's maybe you're the problem. Do
I
you
don't
think
need
so?
to berate people. I do it for
You,
fun. I don't need to do
yeah, and maybe that's
anything.
an issue
I
too.
just do it because
The
it's
fact that
fun.
you find joy
Uh,
out of doing this.
but all right.
And I
But again,
dedicate this
though,
episode to Dream.
I swear to fucking God, we were not talking about fucking Dream. We are not talking about fucking Dream. You absolute fucking cringe ass nay baby. Shut up. No, we're not talking about it. But no, there's so many good fucking
Okay,
shows,
a
and
little bit
Cartoon
of a
Network
hater I
Studios
see, but
had so
that's
much.
okay.
Shut the fuck up. Cartoon Network Studios had so many fucking talented people. You
Yeah,
know,
man, I
all the
love
Tartakovsky shows, all those Tartakovsky shows
yeah, man, I
were
love
like
Steven
Cartoon Network.
Universe.
Oh
That's
my
great.
fucking fuck off. Shut up. That's like the one property that Cartoon Network has put their name on that like honestly they should like apologize for cuz
That
that
was a
shit
good
was so
show,
fuck. No, it was not.
especially in the
No,
sequel
it wasn't.
show.
No,
They were
Rebecca Sugar is a terrible fucking writer. She's the worst fucking writer in yeah, at least in cartoons today. Like honestly, I would rather watch a shitty Seth MacFarlane show like what is it, Border Town? Border Town, the one with like Hank Azaria. Yeah, I'd rather
yeah.
watch that than a single episode of Steven Universe.
Oh man, I watched it. It's pretty decent. I definitely feel like I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. It was alright. Um, I like the music though. I'm a big fan. If you put music in your show, then you win me a little easier for sure.
It's because you're bitch made. But yeah, no, there's so many.
Oh, I
There
just
were
like
so
catchy
many.
music. That's just me though.
There were so many good shows that they made before and that they're still making. That I don't know that they probably won't have a future anymore. And then I don't know if the channel is gonna be. I don't know if the channel is gonna change. The channel is still gonna be up. But I don't know what's gonna change on there. And it just fucking sucks because all those good ass shows from back in the day, like all that, now that they've merged with Warner Brothers Animation, they probably don't have a future anymore. So like if there was going to be like a reboot of, you know or I guess another reboot of Courage, I would love a reboot of Courage. Courage the Cowardly Dog could have some banger episodes like in 2022 or 2023, right? Because like
You know,
Courage, horror has evolved, and there's like a lot more things to be scared of now than there were like Jesus Christ. When did that show end? Like 15 years ago now? Jesus Christ. But yeah, there's so many good shows, or like so many good ideas for like reboots of those shows. I'm totally okay with some of those shows being rebooted if like people like the original creators want to get back involved with that. I'd be so down with that. And now that's probably not going to happen, which
I
just
did hear that
blows.
Warner Bros is pulling the plug on HBO Max as well. That's been news for a
Are they
while.
really? Are they
hmm
really? Is HBO Max gonna die?
HBO Max, I think, is going to die. I don't know when it will die, but I think it is going to get pulled. Um, apparently,
Yes,
I don't know all the details, but apparently, I guess they, weren't.
it's
They were
being
making a lot of
merged.
people mad because of, I guess, the same day movie things that they were doing, where all the Warner
Yeah,
Bros. Movies instantly came there. I guess uh, they didn't like that idea for some reason. So hey, but it was like HBO Max is a good streaming service. I
I mean,
just definitely something went wrong there. I don't know what it was though. Mm,
it's gotten
don't
better
know. Don't know.
than what it was. Wait, did Courage the Cowardly? Did they not? Did Cartoon Network Studios not do Courage?
I'm pretty sure like
I
what's it
swear to
called?
God,
HBO
Courage.
Max even pulled shows that they had already finished filming.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just vaulted them. So there's
Yeah.
shows out there. They're gone
Oh no. All
forever
right.
and ever.
So correction. Um, Cartoon Network Studios created What a Cartoon, which is where the pilot of Courage uh came out on. Um, but Stretch and
Deep
Stretch
Lore.
Films created or like did uh the actual show. So the pilot started on What a Cartoon, which was uh co-run by Cartoon Network Studios. But yeah, but still, like so many good shows that could have had a future in like being rebooted or like getting sequels, but probably not going to happen, and it fucking blows. But yeah, not happy about that. I think Discovery is doing an absolutely fucking dismal job taking care of uh HBO. I think they're doing a shit ass job. But I mean, it's not like HBO Max was like that great of a streaming service. It didn't work all too well sometimes. It got better. But like when it first started, it was really buggy and like half the time wouldn't work on my smart TV. I have a Samsung smart TV. So it just half the time wouldn't work. But like no, Discover like I didn't think anyone could do worse for HBO than Time Warner did, but I guess we're just hitting a new low, and I feel like that's just a theme with with how the world works these days. Is we just keep hitting lower lows, you know, for real, for real, for real, for real.
For real, for
Uh,
real, for real.
yeah. Uh, I don't know that weak shit. It's all weak shit. Yeah, I don't know. What about you? What anything else you gotta think of?
I don't think so. No, I'm kind of just chilling. Oh, I got a poster. That's cool, I guess.
That's pretty cool.
Uh, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I maybe I'll show it to you. I'll take a picture of it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I've got.
Actually, I'll be right
Oh
back.
shit. Okay. Well, all right. I guess he's leaving. All right. I just kind of got a big red button question. I just kind of came up with one. Um, I just kind of found it somewhere, pieced it together a little bit. I definitely can't make this the big red button for the for the show, but it's uh every time you pee, it smells very pleasant. Uh, and has a nice rainbow color, but everyone who finds out about it wants you to pee on them but will never say anything. So you just have to know that everyone who knows what your pee smells like wants you to pee on them. And I think that's fucking great. But unfortunately, we cannot make that the big red button episode because oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Nope. No, no, no. Yep. Sorry about that. I know you want us to fucking debate the merits of, wanting uh or like people wanting us to pee on them, but fuck no. We're not talking about that. Um yeah, I wish he'd fucking come back. I hate having to just like talk by myself and just be like taking up all the dead air. I feel like maybe he probably shouldn't. I He probably should have planned shit out better.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, finally. Jesus Christ.
I
Hi,
I just
how
had to
are you?
check something real quick.
Mhm. What was that then?
What was what?
What did you have to go check? What was so important that you had to leave me?
Well, I saw an ad on my phone for a poster because I was checking something, right? And then I looked over at my poster and I noticed that my poster had fallen. So that's what I was going to check. Apparently, the magnet that's supposed to hold up my poster on the wall, the sticky part, the adhesive, it did have a little warning label on it and it says not meant for poor structured or weak walls, right? And I was like, my walls aren't completely flat. They're a little bit of like that popcorn texture, if you can kind of imagine it, right? So I was a little skeptical if it was gonna work on the walls, but I was hoping, I was praying, and it seems as though, sadly, it is not gonna work. So I suppose I will have to put the poster on like the back of my door or something, because I don't know where else is flat in my room. To put a poster on. And it's not really the type of thing I can just nail a hole in the wall because it's like a magnet, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I can send you a picture of the poster. It's not on the wall anymore, though, very sadly. Uh, but
All right.
but I'll send you a picture, live picture right here, right now. Let me just turn on my light, and then you can react to it.
What's in the pitcher? What liquid is in the pitcher? Did you mean a
Well,
picture? Did you mean a picture? You illiterate fuck.
okay,
Jesus. Jesus. Fucking learn
let
to
me.
read. Learn to read.
I'll take the picture,
Thank you.
the
Thank
picture,
you.
the picture right
You
now.
bitch. You bitch. You absolute bitch. Make that pitcher filled with like alcohol of some sort so I can stomach hearing you call it that, you fucking bastard. You son of a bitch.
Now let me send you the picture and you can have a live react. I don't think you're gonna think it's as cool as I do, but hey
It's
man.
probably not. It's probably not. This is a shit thing to end the fucking episode on, considering this is a fucking audio bit. Yeah, no, not cool. Not cool. It's just a
Oh no,
fucking
this isn't for the podcast. This is for you, man. You know what I mean? We only get to talk like once a week. You know, I feel like we
shut
gotta
up. Oh, I was
catch up.
gonna fucking talk about that. I was gonna fucking talk about that before we go to the big red button. I was gonna talk about that. So that was the point I was trying to make when I brought up the fucking thing, but you interrupted me to talk about your stupid work. Fuck you. Uh, but
But you didn't even
uh,
talk about my poster.
shut up about your poster. So what I what I wanted to say about that is that
Yes.
I talked with the person I interviewed, Eliza, lovely. Again, go watch the episode. She's very nice. I think you guys will really like it. But we talked about like, does she ever feel like she loses, like moments of intimacy by putting a price tag on it? And the way I connected it was I was like, sometimes I feel like it's like when I talk to you a lot, we kind of go over all the stuff, and considering that we monetize our banter and our conversations and all that stuff, I for me this is mainly just how I feel. So your mileage may vary, but I feel like sometimes it's hard to like, I feel like I'm afraid that we'll run out of banter if we talk too much like outside of the podcast, and so it's just like, yeah. Do you get that
Oh, that
feeling?
that's why you don't talk to me. You know that's why we
Well,
don't hang
also
out.
I'm just like really busy. I have six
Oh
hours of
yes.
Spanish to do every
Oh
week,
yeah, 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 for
plus
sure. I get
another
it.
hour and a half of marketing, and then I have to do this, like the behind the scenes stuff on this, and then I have to worry about streaming. It's a fucking mess. Um, yeah, and I sleep a whole lot. Yeah, yeah. I normally sleep when you're not working, and when you're working, I'm awake. So yeah, but um, I don't know. I guess just do. Do you ever feel like that? Like, do you feel like, maybe do you get that worry, or is it just like, oh no, does it like not cross your mind?
Um, no, doesn't cross my mind. To be honest, though, I feel as though as long as I'm having fun, I'm having a good time, the content will kind of just make itself. You know what I mean, right? Because the content is kind of just us talking, and I feel like the funnest times that I have on the podcast are probably the some of the best moments in the podcast because they're the ones that are like, the most genuine, natural, and like I guess out of nowhere crazy sometimes. Most of the time it's just the most absurd stuff. But
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I just think, hey, just have a good time. The content will come.
yeah. I mean, I get that. I'm just thinking like, I don't know. I feel like if we talk about a topic, maybe it's less about like we'll run out of like steam or like fuel or energy or whatever. But I feel like if we talk about a topic outside of the podcast, that's like a current event type thing that like would be really good on the podcast. I feel like we've already said everything we need to say to each other, and so it's harder to like bring it back into the podcast because then we're just retreading like the same ground and stuff. So it's not really all that interesting to hear. So that's how I feel about it. And um, you know, yeah, I guess that's just kind of what I wanted to bring up. I guess is just that little concern thing, and I guess a warning to all of you is that if you commodify your hobbies, sometimes you'll feel that way too. So your mileage may vary, but yeah, I guess that's all I really needed to say. Do you have anything else? We got a big red button that
I
I know
think
you'll like.
I think everything's good to go. Let's go.
All right, you can sleep as long as you want forever, but you never awaken feeling rested.
What's the
How do you
point?
feel about that?
I
Uh,
don't know. I just don't understand the point.
I
I'm
mean,
trying
I
to
don't
think of
know.
a justification, any at all.
Uh, I don't know. Uh,
I feel like, does it make you immortal? Probably not, right? You probably just
no,
wake up having
no.
aged, right? You see,
Yeah,
so like there's really I feel like I don't get it. I just don't see the benefit. Because as much as I love sleep, the whole point of sleep for me is that
is to
way I
feel
can
rested.
wake up feeling refreshed. You know what I mean, right? So if you're just gonna ruin the one thing I like about sleep, but give me infinite sleep, it just doesn't make sense. You see what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. Um, uh, I
I feel
guess.
like the only people that I feel like would really want this are the people that are already depressed, and I don't feel like they need this type of power. You know what I mean, right? They just
Yeah, I feel like what I would. I feel like what I would do with this is like, I guess just because like there's like boring days where like you can't really do anything, but you can't really like you don't like have anything going on that you need to do, and I would just kind of use it as like a skip button.
the
But
thing
like,
is, I don't really find myself having those days now and then because like most of my time is spent like doing work or doing things that I need to do, right? That the time that I do have to myself, right? I feel like I always have too much stuff to do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
I get that.
I don't know. I don't see it being that big of a benefit.
Yeah, there's just things that I would like to maybe sleep through, and then things that maybe I wouldn't. But there's nothing better than
Now I
waking up
see like what I
feeling
would
rested.
take though, right? Is if you gave me one of those remotes from like Click. You know what I mean? The Adam Sandler movie, cult classic.
Yeah,
um, yeah, if you give me one of those remotes, just I just click fast forward through the boring parts, get to the good parts. Now that there you go. We can. How about the trade off is you skip time, but you don't remember what happened. There you go. Perfect. No problem.
I
I'd click the button. Give it to me.
I don't I I feel like the whole point of that movie though, and correct me if I'm
Yes,
wrong
I
here.
understand the point of the movie is like appreciate the time you have, blah blah blah. But here's the thing, right? I feel like unlike him, I would just skip the things that I feel like there's like I'm just not I know I'm not going to enjoy. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like there's like some parts of like I can kind of see what you're saying, right? But at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't know. There are certain things that I feel like I would not lose much by skipping through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but eventually I think that's how Adam Sandler started in the movie Click. But I feel like perhaps it becomes a slippery slope, and eventually you'll start skipping things that are important, and then you'll end up a sad old man, and you'll just, you know, you won't have appreciated the mundanity and the, I don't know if that's a word, but like the ordinary stuff going on in your life. Okay, I feel like you wouldn't. Uh, yeah. Uh, I I think I wouldn't press the button. I wouldn't at all.
Well,
Uh,
the original button that you're talking about, no, of course not. The new button that I talked about, right? It's kind of an ability. You turn it on and off, right? I say, hey, I don't have to use it, but I like having the option. Just in case there's an especially boring, thing I have to attend, right? And if I overdo it, and I lose and I dwindle the remaining hours of my life, hey, sh- I'll be dead at that point, so I don't got to worry about that.
I guess the question really comes down to like, would you rather live like 50 years of just interesting stuff or 80 years of interesting stuff with boring stuff mixed in, right? You know?
Like,
I
here's how I see it, right? I feel like I do understand, like, like it is good to have the boring stuff, right? Because then you kind of just become like one of those TikTok kids, that have like no attention span because they keep swiping to all the good parts, right?
mhm.
And I feel like I can kind of see like how if you're one of those people that just only care about that rush or that like instant gratification, right? It will get much easier to skip because you'll just be like, man, I'm not feeling it right now, and just go until you do, right?
Mhm.
I understand that, right? But at the same time, there's exceptions where I feel like it's acceptable, right? It's just like the line is a little blurry, you know?
I don't know. I think without the boring shit and the mundane shit and the stuff you have to slog through, you never appreciate the good bits, you know? And you
Okay,
only
well,
remember the good bits, but if you've skipped out on all the boring shit, then the interesting shit that you're skipping to will start becoming less appealing because again, you haven't had to sit through
yeah,
anything for it.
that's what I was kind of trying to say, right? Is that
Yeah.
like that's the problem with like the TikTok stuff and all that, right? The short attention span makes it to where even things that like would traditionally be like entertaining are not because there's like too much, I guess, dead air, right?
Yeah.
Um, just because they don't know how to wait for something. So I get that. I get that, right? And I don't know. I something that like tells me that like it would be nice though. But I'm just saying that, because I can just imagine so many situations I would not want to be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, you got to sit through the lines for the roller coaster to appreciate the actual roller coaster itself. I think that's the trick, you know?
I feel like when it comes to things like that, it's either time or money. You know what I mean? Like that's what you gotta figure out what you're willing to spend more of, right? Because some people they'll pay that extra couple dollars to get that VIP pass. Skip those people, but they
Oh
had to
yeah.
work for that money, right? So it's time one place to skip time in another place. So it's all really time in the end.
Oh
But
yeah. Uh I've actually been to a I I've actually done the Six Flags thing semi recently. It was like I think a year or two ago, and the fucking fast pass, the I think they call it the flash pass because they have the DC superheroes. Um, the line to go and get that was longer than the line for any of the rides we rode. We literally sat in that line for like 2 or 3 hours, and
you
fucking
didn't see
yeah.
any other lines that did you?
I mean, no, we because it only skips about half the line. So
Well, it
yeah,
skips all the people that don't have the flash pass. So if everybody has a flash pass, then it kind of just becomes regular lines again.
kind of yeah. Like it, you get to skip past like the normal entrance, and then you just kind of go to like towards like
Oh, you
about
know what?
halfway
I
through.
do. I do remember. I haven't been to Six Flags in a long time, but I do remember it's like a separate path that you go on, right? And it kind of
Yes, and
meets up a little later on.
like halfway through. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
I do remember that. Yeah, but
Like yeah,
yeah, you
usually
say
if
you save a little bit of
there's
time though.
kind of, but I mean, you have to ride a fuck ton of rides to make that line worth it because the back when we used to go a lot more, not a lot of people would sit in line for the flash pass, so you could just like walk in and get one, like the line was like really really small,
Like,
but now
is
everyone's caught on to it, you know
I feel like I don't know. Like, is there not like a way you can get the flash pass and like online or something before you go? Is that like do you have to sit in a 3 hour line?
no, so how it works is they give you like a little watch device thing and you like schedule it there, and so it's like that, but I reckon but like if they made it available on your phone, everyone would do it, and then there would be no reason to go without it. So yeah, I guess it's just kind of like that.
I don't know. I feel like if they made it more convenient, then I would definitely probably get it.
Yeah, my I guess what I would say, because and I'm not a I'm not a, I guess, theme park operator. I've played a little bit of Thrillville once or twice, but
Oh, oh man, once or twice? What a pro over here.
yeah. Anywho, um, but I feel like maybe instead of just doing one building where all the flash passes are, maybe like different stands throughout the park, so that way you don't have to go back to the stand to drop it off. You can just like sort of like go to any stand when you're like leaving, and I feel like that would help out a lot. But that's just sort of me. I I can't think of anything else to add, I guess. So enjoy the fucking nonsensical ramblings that we always do. um
Oh, now it's
yeah,
time
do you
to
have
eat.
anything else?
Oh man. No, no, just continue rambling while I find something else to eat. I wasn't prepared for you to ramble again so soon.
I mean, I don't know, I can't really think of anything else. uh
You're finally done?
yeah. Yeah. I'm out of steam. Um,
All right,
you
well, I
know,
guess we're gonna try to recharge up for next time.
I mean, yeah. Uh uh I wanted to shout out our patrons. Justin Connor, thank you very much for being uh a patron and helping us out. It really is very helpful. If you want to join us, join our little our merry band of misfits, patreon.com/IIHS podcast, all one word. On Twitter and Instagram, we are at IIHS podcast, all one word. And yeah, I've been incredibly influential,
And I've been highly successful.
and we will talk to you guys next time. I almost said see you guys next time, but this is a podcast.